Hello.
Hi.
Come in. Добро пожаловать. Come.
Спасибо.
Meet Marianna Ogot, an Afro-Russian of Kenyan descent.
Да, слушаю. Я сейчас не могу говорить. Я разговариваю. Перезвоню. Пока.
Russia has a population of 144 million, but only 70,000 of them are black. Marianna is part of the less than 1%. Although she has spent most of her life living and working in Russia, she still identifies with her Kenyan roots. One of the specialities in her repertoire includes knowing how to make ugali. She invited us to a delicious home-cooked ugali and mbuzi meal. She recollects her childhood in Kenya.
So my mother was a nurse in Jomo Kenyatta hospital, and father was studying here in Patricia Lumumba, and they met here in Moscow. And then after finishing university, my father and mother went back to Kenya. So they lived about 3 or 4 years. Then my father died in a car accident. And we lived about 2 years more, and then my mother decided to come back to Russia.
As Marianna continued to open up, she took us on a stroll at a nearby park in Moscow.
Russia struggles with the perception of racism. As recently as March, black French players were on the receiving end of racist chants in the friendly against Russia in St. Petersburg. But the question remains, what is life really like for Russians, people of color?
It is also the question, because here I cannot be married. I must go somewhere to be married.
Why?
Because Russian mentality, they just look at me that I'm black. That's why.
But the discrimination suffered began a long time ago.
Before in school, it was hard for me. Because I knew English better than others, so my teacher just say, "Go away, don't tell others. Just go." And she just threw me outside the lesson. It is bad, I think.
But things are looking up.
I think nowadays is much better.
What do you feel about the World Cup? Do you feel like it'll open Russia up to other cultures?
I think so, yeah. It is a good idea to organize here a World Cup.
Yeah.
I think it's much better for everyone.
Yeah.
To communicate with they will not be closer. They open their mind and talk with everyone.
Despite spending most of her adult life in Moscow, Marianna still has a soft spot for Kenya and hasn't ruled out making a permanent move to her second home.
For me, it's better in Kenya because of the weather. If I will move to Kenya, I must have a job, of course, because without job, I cannot survive there.
Just like her name, Marianna Ogot, her life marries two diverse cultures into a new but welcome union. Mukami Wambora for Monday Special in Moscow, Russia.